It's Pride Month. It's a time to celebrate the LGBTQ2S+ community, as well as some of the trailblazers who've made a real difference for members of the community. Elder Albert McLeod has worked tirelessly for Pride issues and inclusion for more than 35 years. The term 2Spirit, or 2S, was recently added to LGBTQ after many years of advocacy, and Canada Post has just revealed new stamps showcasing the origin of the term. The stamps are going to be called New Places of Pride. Joining us now is Elder Albert McLeod. Good morning, Elder.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you have been working tirelessly on this since 1980. Why was that so important for you?
Well, for me, I left the North, the PAW, and I ended up in Vancouver, which was the beginning of the AIDS pandemic. But a lot of my counterparts who were also Indigenous and 2S LGBTQI did the same thing. We went to Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, just as a way to find a place that was safe for us to be our authentic selves. So I did that in 1980, and I've been doing this work ever since, and particularly for the youth who don't really have to carry that burden of, fear and stigma and homophobia or transphobia, that they have a future for them without that.
Winnipeg was sort of ahead of the curve when it came to Pride issues. Tell us a little bit about the history of that.
Well, in 1987, we amended the Human Rights Code to include sexual orientation as a character that prohibits discrimination, and that was because of the AIDS stigma or the AIDS discrimination. And so that passed in our legislative, and we were going to have a protest if it didn't pass, and a celebration if it did. And so the celebration was our 1987 Pride March.
And which was officially the first one.
Well, the first formal one.
Right,
yeah.
The first formal one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 2S. It represents 2Spirit. Explain to me the origin of that.
Well, Dr. Myra Laramie was one of the organizers of the 1990 gathering just north of Beausejour, which the stamp really commemorates that site, Sandy Soda Spiritual Center.
Okay.
And she brought that name to that gathering, and spirit naming is a part of Indigenous history, culture, and tradition, in the sense it's a guide for us as humans as we progress into our lives. So that really resonated with us at that gathering. We did a lot of ceremony, so in many ways it was a gift to us. And over 35 years, it's slowly been added to the LGBTQ acronym, and now we're at the front, which is historically accurate, because there were gays and lesbians and trans people in the Americas for thousands of years before colonization.
And it was completely accepted before colonization.
Well, it was accepted because Indigenous people love their children, and we didn't sort of discriminate or critique what what creation had given us, which is our children. Okay,
let's talk about this gathering that's happening. It's 38.
Yep.
The 38th gathering. It's happening in Saskatchewan.
Well, it's with our counterparts in the U.S. as well. We share the gathering between Canada and the U.S. Last year's gathering was in Oklahoma in November. And so we go back and forth because that border is a political one, and it separated us as Indigenous people for a very long time. So we deconstruct that as part of our reconciliation of visiting each other, learning about our cultures, our sacred spaces. And so this year we had a bid from Saskatchewan that was accepted. So in those 38 years, that gathering has never been broken, that line of decolonization and reconciliation.
That's lovely.
We've never broken it.
Okay, and if you want more information on the stamps, we also have a link on our website. Thank you, Elder McLeod.